Good evening, folks. Hardball Crazy here, coming back with a video. Tonight is a video response for JP Wisco. Coincidentally, I was thinking about showcasing my Ohtani cards in my collection, and kind of went with the autos with the last one video I did. But with his question he posed to us, I thought it'd be a good timing just go ahead and combine the two videos into one. He asked what's the minimum requirements for Ohtani to make the Hall of Fame. Of course, we're all probably thinking about the traditional numbers that Ohtani is, well, baseball players in general reach: 500 home runs, 3,000 hits, 3,000 Ks. Yeah, all we're traditionally think, but I don't know if it applies to Ohtani, because I don't think he's gonna accumulate enough stats. He's 26 years old now, and he's been in the league for 4 years. This is his fourth year, and so you got minimum 10 years to be eligible in the Hall of Fame. And I'm not sure, he probably get to 10 years, 15 years or so. Gets close to 40 years old before he retires. And but I don't know how much he's going to do the two-way thing. Is he just going to do it for like 5-6 years? Is he just? I think he could just, if he's just a full-time hitter, he has a shot for a Hall of Fame and accumulate the additional stats. But if he was just, I don't know if he's going to play, say, 10 years worth of doing the full two-way playing, or not. That's a lot of toll on your body when you get into the early 30s. I don't know if the body can do what he can do right now. The body doesn't respond like it used to. Recovery time is a lot harder. Preparation time is a lot harder. So I'm not sure he can withstand decades worth of being a two-way player. So I think the accumulation of stats, one way or the other, will be hard to do. I think they will look at, by the time Ohtani is eligible for the Hall of Fame, will be what, give or take, what, 20 years from now or so? Say another 10 years of playing, 5 years of Hall of Fame wait, so probably about 15 to 20 years of from now. So the Hall of Fame standards might be different. We might not be looking at the traditional numbers. So I think Ohtani will be the Hall of Fame voters, be the younger crowd, the younger writers we see now. I think they'll look at perhaps maybe accumulation of home runs. I don't think he may not get 400 home runs. I don't know if he's going to get, say, 100 wins. I don't know if he's going to get 1,000 strikeouts. But they may look at top 5 MVP finishes, may look at career batting average, may look at career ERA, and they may look at K per 9. If he's I don't know if he's, say, turns into a closer. I don't know if he's going to look at career saves. They may look at OPS plus. They look at ERA plus. So I think it's totally fluid. The more years he is a two-way player, I think, is the more years that it's less reliable on the traditional milestones. I think it may come down to a few factors in his for his Hall of Fame. I think they'll look at MVP voting, top, say, 5 MVPs in his career. They say they look at I think a big factor would be maybe career WAR. I think that's the one that's going to look at. Say he finished his career with I don't know what the WAR standard is, say the 60s and 70s or so. I think that's your supplanted within the career Hall of Fame WAR stats of all Hall of Famers. If he's like in the middle of like 20 different Hall of Famers above and below, I think readers will say, well, he's a Hall of Famer because WAR is way up there. I think that's the biggest factor. I think the more years he's a two-way player, maybe just the influence on the league. If there's other two-way players coming behind him, I think that's the another factor. I think his is fluid. What he becomes a Hall of Famer. I don't think there's a traditional stat, so I think we're going to look at new metrics. I think we're going to look at like I said, I think the career WAR and the like K per nine and batting average, and kind of combined with All Stars and um, MVP, All Star appearances, MVP voting, stuff like that. I think will determine his Hall of Fame, and if he just becomes like a iconic name in baseball for 10, 15 years, becomes household name outside of baseball fandom. He becomes like everybody knows Michael Jordan's name, everybody knows Tom Brady's name, everybody knows Wayne Gretzky. Of course, these all won multiple championships. If Ohtani wins a World Series, I think that helps him tremendously too. Here's a 2013 Ohtani Japanese rookie card. It's not the big ones, but it's one rookie card released from Japan. So I think that's the things to look for. I don't think you need to look at milestones. I think how many years he's a two-way player, and see where it goes from there. It was influenced the game, and look at his career stats in terms of not in terms of totality, more in terms of his rate, like K per nine and OPS plus and ERA plus and batting average, and OPS in general, and what's his influence of the game, and how much the game has changed, maybe grew under because of Ohtani. And look at his, I think, career WAR, I think, is the number I think we shall look at. That's my take on the Hall of Fame. Ohtani, of course, is very young in his career, and you got to play this 10 years. You got to be pretty much in baseball is a little harder, so you got to be 10 years. You got to be dominant 10 years and be say above average for probably another 5 to 6 years at least. Above average to very good. Don Manley was, Roger Maris and some other players were great for about 10 years, but after that didn't play long enough. Like Manley was average for 4 or 5 years after his back hurt his back, so that's why he's not Hall of Fame, even though he was great for like 7 or 8 years. But that's my thing. I think we got to look at Ohtani and new metrics, not so much traditional. I think he has a shot for Hall of Fame. I'm a huge Ohtani fan. Unbelievable what he does. I think you can't really look at milestones, look at what year by year basis, how many years he's a two-way player, and kind of go from there and see what's influence, and look at his career WAR and see how it has a above all-star level ERA and elite ERA and elite batting average and home runs per season type deal, opposed to accumulation of stats. That's my take, my theory. That's my Ohtani collection. I have a few others, but that's ones I've accumulated. I bought a lot of packs from 2018. Got these. Bought a few on ComC and cards here and there I found in card shops because he was cheap for a little bit because he got hurt. But thank you for watching, and I'll have a good night.